We're gonna start off with Cam'ron. Cam'ron is going at it with the entire Joe Budden podcast, and it's not his fault. I actually understand why this man is going so fucking hard. You know what I'm saying? Cam'ron and Mace. I think we talked about this last week. Cam'ron and Mace had a segment on their show where they talked about how they went to a whorehouse when they were younger, met some women, had a great time. Anyway, Melissa Ford heard that and said, "Well, what if the girl was underage?" Crazy because Cam'ron was actually underage at the time that he went, and there was literally no evidence or that was never brought up. No woman ever complained or none of that. So she just instantly threw an allegation out there. And you know how allegations are nowadays. They could tarnish a man's legacy, his reputation. Everybody looks at him as a rapist. So Cam'ron was really pissed off about that shit. And you know, it makes sense for him to be mad. So he wound up going at everybody on the Joe Budden podcast, even though all the men took up for him. He wound up going after Melissa Ford like with a really long post where I guess people felt like it was kind of salacious. He actually exposed her for having sex in the bathroom for $2,000 back in the day when she worked in clubs. He talked about Queen's Flip, who is another. We'll get to that later. We'll start off with the Melissa Ford one. So he went at Melissa Ford to say he said that she had sex in the bathroom for $2,000, and Joe Budden thought that that was a low blow to actually bring up her past. But what do you guys think? Because Joe Budden, I mean, Cam'ron said that she was having sex in the bathroom for $2,000. He brought up the truth. Melissa Ford, when she addressed Cam'ron, she made up some shit. So can you be mad at me if I come out with the truth about what you did and you made up some shit about me? Well, what y'all think about that?
I do think that Cameron had a reason to feel some type of way,
Mm-hmm.
but I do think that if something isn't true, then you don't have to overcompensate for that. The truth, let it be. Now, going on a whole sassy ass rant and this is what you did, this is what you did. Okay, cool. Like,
How is that sassy?
because a real man ain't gonna go that deep. They're gonna say that's not true. Y'all believe a liar if y'all want to. I rest my case. Everybody
Who
know
are
the truth.
you to tell a man what a real man would do, though? Like, how is
Because
that?
I know real men that's been in
You know
situations.
other men. That don't mean that that man
Other
isn't
real.
real.
I'm gonna. First of all, this is my opinion.
I get it. I
Hey,
feel you.
so let's.
I feel you.
Okay,
That's why I'm
cool.
asking the question. Like,
Right. So this is
that's
what I'm
why.
saying. So with my opinion, I am saying that a man is not gonna go too deep and try to purposely dig women in conversations. If you can address that it was a lie, you can address that. Okay, you have no proof of this, but you going into deep and saying what she was doing when she was working at a strip club. Okay, she was a sex worker. Every sex worker done had sex in probably unusual places. We all know Melissa Ford was a video girl. We all know what she probably did. So to me, it's just like, are you really telling us something that anybody is surprised about or anybody could really care? Like, oh, like, I feel like men try to dig at women's sexual life to try to make that a reason for, that she should be ashamed. But we all know how Melissa Ford is. Like, that was no surprise. That just made him look like, okay, so we're going to play a tit for tat game. But
Yeah, when you go at somebody, you can't dictate how they come back at you. A man is allowed to defend himself just like a woman is allowed
exactly.
to defend
Defend
herself.
himself. That's different
So
than calling out what she done did.
no,
It's not defend. Defending himself is saying that was not true what I did. What you said was a lie.
okay, well, let me put it like this.
That's
If you want to
defending
go on the
himself.
offense against a man, if you want to go on the offensive against a man, do not get mad when that man goes on the offensive against you. You can't be out there like, oh, well, a man wouldn't respond to me as that way. You shouldn't have went
That's
at the
why,
man
that's
like
why
that. A
other
real
men thought he
woman,
was childish too
a
for
real
doing it.
woman would have never came out and made up a lie about a man. Let's be real. Like that's
That's
so.
true.
So
I'm not saying
so
that.
if he
But
feels some type of
still,
way saying that like you could have really affected my livelihood by throwing this bullshit narrative
and
out
he can
there
say
on
all
the,
of that.
then
Don't try
he
to
can say
tarnish
whatever
my
he wants.
character. You can, but you still, just like he don't have control over what people say, he don't have control over what people look at him now as. So you look sassy in my opinion, right? Because I seen your
So
hand up.
like, I guess I'm gonna I'm gonna chime in on you with E first. So like, you can't categorize what a real man is based on, oh, I know this
How
man.
he responds to
Yeah, because
conflict.
like, so in a moment of conflict, when you're talking about somebody who's you're just somebody's character, who they are as a being, saying he was sassy, nah, he sit there and called you out for your bullshit too, because you're trying to call me out because I was a young man that made childish action by going to a whorehouse and fucking. You want to call it childish? You just having fun.
Yeah, you can do whatever you
The
want to.
same way she was in a strip club selling her coochie for fun. That's what she found to be fun. But now that we're grown ass adults, you're not gonna tell me how I can and cannot respond to male or female. Because I'll tell a woman quick, I'll give you a few more chances than the nigga before I chomp you off. But if you decide to step
and that's the difference. Cam'ron is not that type of guy. He will go at a woman just like he will go at a man.
Because why should I go?
Character.
Don't y'all say y'all want
equality?
Equality, right? So I tell any female, don't
no, not in everything. I don't.
Listen, of course, you don't want the equality when equality involves you getting exposed.
I don't want a man to have woman qualities, which is always feeling like you got to do a dig or going deeper than certain stuff. It's okay to defend yourself and let your words stand and be like, I didn't do it. That's it.
That sounds
to me,
really
it's doing to me, it's extra as hell to be like, but you was fucking in the bathroom for $2,000.
You're having an argument right now, right? Okay. So me and you have a disagreement, right?
And if you heard I slept around, would you throw that at me?
No, if you were having a disagreement, me and you, we having a disagreement. You cannot tell me what is considered too far because you open up the door of argument. This is why I tell people don't argue. And then women like to argue with men. When niggas argue with each other, niggas might cross boundaries sometimes, but that's between niggas. So if females want to step into, you want to call this nigga out on some shit that had nothing to do with you. He just said on his podcast what he did. You had no need to go on your podcast and go say, oh, he might have slept with the underage woman. So when he come back and say, well, bitch, you was sucking dick in the bathroom while the nigga was taking a shit, he has all rights to because you went in. You went out the way. I just think it's lame. But you went out the way to disrespect him.
That's just really what it is.
But so you want niggas to just stay humble all the time. When
we can agree to disagree.
How,
because y'all can stay humble. My mindset is not going to change.
How convenient is that though? Like that a woman could do that. Like it's cool for us to say whatever and be as negative and make up shit. But if a man like if he does the exact same shit or if he comes back at you, now he's sassy. So it seems like we're just creating these borders that just let women do whatever the fuck they want to do with no consequence for the shit. Because if we say that you sassy, maybe you won't respond, and then we get to keep doing whatever the fuck we want to do. Nah, fuck that.
His response is not the same as hers. He went through a whole dissertation. He had a whole 2-page paper dissertation. Like you can tell he was super hurt. It wasn't about defending himself.
You're right.
Let's not make it seem like the whole response was defending himself.
He said the truth, and she said,
I can only speak for me personally. Because like I said, you made this a real nigga discussion. I found a Cam'ron to be a real nigga. You wanted to make
and maybe we have two definitions of real nigga. Does that mean either one of us is
put his name on?
No, listen.
Make money, take care of his kids, take care of his family. Like that's a real nigga.
To me, a real nigga, and he stand on whatever he believe in. So he stand. I've been a great character guy. You're not about to sit here and bring my character down, and because
so let's match low character with low character. This is what I'm saying. Let's match low character with low character. Yes, in the perfect world, that's cool, but that's still lame. A woman, even if the roles were reversed and she said something, and then he made a comment and said, "What if he was fucking at a young age?" And if she would have went in like, "Well, I would have thought that was lame for her too." Because why are y'all literally as grown
so you
as
saying
people?
Responding was lame.
So
I didn't say his response was lame. I feel like he should have defended himself. Defending himself is different than saying, "Well, you were sucking dick for 2000." That's not a defense.
Have you ever been? Let me ask you a question. Have you ever been in a fight before?
That was not true. No, I haven't.
Okay, but
so you've been in a fight, so there's no rules to fight. So
I
tease E all the time, right?
There's no rules to fighting, but don't people have different levels of what they think are respectful in a fight? And some people think you should jump. Some people think that you can't.
So it's just like for a moment.
We're not on the same page with this.
I'm about
we'll never be.
They're gonna be on your ass on the YouTube. I already can see us.
Great. I'm glad I don't read comments.
I'm about to give E. I'm about to use E as an example. I tell E all the time, E, I don't agree with niggas kicking in the fight. E said, I'm the fuck out of somebody.
I don't believe in pulling hair. A lot of women believe in pulling hair.
You can't kick though. Like if E somebody fighting you.
That's what I'm saying. So how can y'all say what I'm saying is wrong, and we clearly just have two different perceptions of what a response should be?
I can't tell a nigga how to fight.
So if somebody,
what's the point of us keep on like what conclusion are we wanting to reach here? That we have two different opinions on how we thought he should have responded.
Okay, hold on. Let me ask you a question. So you got these real niggas that's in your life, right? That you say that you categorize your dad as there, right?
Absolutely.
So if somebody walked up and if a dude walked up and smacked your dad,
we go comparing apples and oranges again. Let's do it.
I mean, why would I compare an apple to an apple? But
for it to make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense because I wouldn't need to bring up another apple to show you an apple. Like that doesn't make sense.
So let's talk about
anyway, let me get to the question.
Smacked.
So if a dude walked up and smacked your dad, right?
Right.
and your dad fought the dude, would you have a problem with what your dad did?
Nope. He
Okay.
just got physically assaulted.
Okay, so
Okay.
Cam'ron did the exact same shit. He was smacked with an insult. He came back with an insult. It was bashing fire with fire. He did nothing wrong. You think that your dad fighting is cool?
No,